What's up? Welcome back to No Car Garage. We're in the garage. We're looking at RC cars because I got a trip coming up in the next couple weeks and I gotta take something with. So let's figure it out. All right. So we got two different rigs here. We have, we'll put this one off to the side for right now. So this is the LC80. I did a video on this, a little bit of the unboxing. It's been sitting on my back porch, getting very dusty and dirty. So I don't know exactly, I don't remember what happened last time, but this is the RC run on a TRX4 chassis. I have the interior pan in there, and as of right now, I had not trimmed any of the floor pan. I got some cantilever shocks in there, and it's right now there's no suspension down. It's all up travel. So I do wish it sat a little lower, but I think this kind of might be where we get stuck. So this is a real solid contender for me taking on my trip. The only problem is it's not painted. I got tons and tons of work to do on the body, which I don't know if I want to do, because I don't want to do like a crappy job. I don't want to just take it in white, which I could. I don't want to just take it in the white because I don't want to scratch it up before I even get to paint it. So this is an option. And then we have this. I picked this up on Marketplace with a whole bunch of other parts. This is a New Bright from like Toys R Us, Walmart back in the day. This is a New Bright Jeep JK body. These were pretty sought after in like late 2000s, maybe like 2012, 13, 14, 15, around there. And this is how I got it. It was on these large Proline, what are these, flat iron? The 2.2 flat irons. It is, I'm going to imagine this is an older build, probably from that time. I'm going to pop this body off and we'll tell you about it. Alright, so this is how it attaches on the front. He used the factory kind of body mounts. Made a little 2-bolt thing that bolts into right here, just slides down in, and then these posts go. Take that out before something bad happens. And then the two rear body posts just go right through here. I do have the whole back half of the soft top or hard top. It's sitting on the back porch. So I think that this is an older build just by the fact that it has the RC 4-wheel drive R2 transmission in it. This is, from what I can tell, this is a RC 4-wheel drive original Trailfinder chassis. So it would have had this chassis, and then it would have had some plastic, like Dana 60 axles. They were called the T-Rex 60s. So that's why I think this is an older build. He has some G-made shocks, internal spring shocks with some like rubber O-ring kind of setup on it. This is a homemade front bumper that's kind of loose. Has some kind of winch. It's not one that I've seen. It looks like it's like a eBay special, but the drum inside looks upgraded. I just put in a little crappy Spectrum servo. The rear bumper, I think, is a RC 4-wheel drive kind of swing out tire carrier style bumper that he bent brackets to make work on this, but as you can see, it's also a fold down tire carrier because there's nothing else supporting it. These are RC channel axles. These were these were kind of like the RC channel was the name, like channel axles. These were for the Tamiya F350 and kind of like that brand of axle. They were supposed to replace those. They also make these for CC01s. You could get these in that as well. And then they also made, for the CCL ones, they made like a front independent setup. So that was pretty cool. What I'm thinking is I would like to take this one because it's already kind of done. But the problem is if I put a battery in, the problem is that it's not like it has some good power forward. That's full speed reverse, and it's just it has like a weird sound. But the mesh in the trans is good. The axles all spin super fine. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know if it's this axial motor, which it very cool could be. 35 turn Slick Rock. I don't even know what that came in. I haven't seen that one before. So, not really sure if I want to. I did get different pinions for this. I have a 15 tooth in right now, and I also have a 20 tooth to put in. It was originally had an 8 tooth in it, and it went about this fast at full speed. It's not very fast. I like my trucks to be able to walk with. If they can go as fast as I walk, I'm happy. So, I'm not sure. I wanted to lower this down, put it on some more like scale tires. You know, some at least 1.5s on some, you know, little bit more scale tire. And get them to like, you know, sit a little bit more realistic than monster truck. But this one's already together. I had started to put smaller tires on and lower the body down, and then I realized it was just going to be more of a project. So we bailed on that just because this trip coming up. I got to turn this off. None of the electronics are really finalized either. They're just kind of sitting in there. And then we have this. We have our Traxxas / Blake Wilkie Megalodon sand rail kind of car. This is, I haven't used this since we took it to Maryland to play on the sand. Some of the bolts are rusty from that salt water. I try to keep it out of, I don't put it in any water, but I do drive it on the sand. Pretty typical two-wheel drive slash, LCG low center gravity chassis with some RPM arms, RPM front bumper, RPM trans, Volinian, Traxxas Volinian system, 2S, 3S. I run it on 2S because I think that's enough. Just got some, got the Traxxas paddles, got some generic crawler tires from China off the HGP, I don't know, some kind of, it was a 6x6 G-Wagon looking thing. Titanium shock shafts, and that's about it. I don't use this. I use this to play in sand, and then I park it. So one of the things I want to do is I want to check to see if this thing even powers on. It should. Last time I used it, it worked. So let's see. Perfect. Okay, we got one car ready for a trip. So I think what I'm gonna do today is I have no idea, honestly. I don't actually know if I'm gonna do anything. I might just play show and tell. We have been super busy, and I have had no time to work on stuff. The Jeep is still broken. Broken that I still use it. I haven't driven it this week yet, but you know, what do you gotta do? When this thing's ripping wheelies, oh, so much fun. What else? I don't know. Let's talk about it. let's go back to this one. So, like I said, these body mounts here came with, bought it as a kit for the TRX4. And all you have to do is separate the rear bumper, pull it away from the front, and then ta-da. Here's the full interior tray. Now the only thing that I did do is I trimmed these little pieces of plastic, went all the way back along with all these little guys here, and I just trimmed that off so that way it could sit flat right along that metal seam there, because it sat up here, and a little bit lower was just enough. So you can see, I mean, this thing is sitting down as low as it'll go on this TRX4 chassis. And that's awesome. So the electronics will get mounted up front here. This is our Hobbywing Quick Run BL120 6.2. But it's a G2. Because this one is reversible. Because that was a big pain in the butt. Oh, I really want to take this one. This one's awesome. So yeah. I guess maybe next week we'll see. I have no idea. We're just trying to survive here, you know. Just trying to make a video, and it's not as easy as it should be. I kind of think I'm going to take this one. Maybe I'll just paint it, or not paint it, and I'll just put it together and use it. So I don't think I'm going to like rock crawl it and bash it around and scratch the body up. So it should be okay. Because I do really like this one. We should check if this works. That's a great idea. I like what you're thinking. Last time I checked, it did still work. Also, I have no idea where I'm going to put a battery. That might also be a problem. Sure ain't going to fit this big old battery in there, not unless I put it like in the interior. Okay, turn on. Low gear. See, this one still has the shifting for first and second. But currently the locking differentials are not working because there's no room in here. I do want them. Or I want to figure out a way to make all of this. What was I going to say? I want to make all of it work off of just this button. And then maybe like mount these, you know, somewhere else, but there's definitely no room here. So maybe like mount it up underneath here, kind of keep it tucked in the chassis where the this can still fit. Maybe I can fit the body there. Nope, probably not. For battery. Inside it goes. Shotgun. So with that said, this is what we get this week. I have been super busy doing lots of stuff with the family, and I got the dishwasher working. I don't know if you even knew we got a dishwasher, but that works. Did that all by myself. Don't tell anybody if they're not supposed to know. So yeah, I mean, this is just kind of the things that I go through when we're working with RC cars or you know, whatever. And I wish I had all the energy and time to just work on the Jeep and motorcycles and RC cars every day. But I don't. So, today was just kind of thrown together. I don't know if you could tell, but I did. And hopefully next week is something way more fun. Will it be? I don't know. But remember, like I say, it doesn't matter what you do as long as you're doing something. And although my something hasn't been filmed and for you to see, I have been busy. And I'm going to remain busy, which I hope I can make more videos with the RC cars. At least just to get next week done, because I have to figure out which one I'm taking. And I will film for you to watch whichever one I decide to take. Thanks for watching. See you next week. I'm out.